just on your new role.
Yeah.
Last we spoke, you were still struggling with the
Yeah.
injury a bit.
Yeah.
There's some talk about whether you're going to retire or not, etc. You're now coaching, you're out for the
Yes.
season.
Yeah.
Just take us through where you are at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, still struggling. Flip, it is quite tough, but yeah, focus on the coaching. I think this year I've decided to just be proactive and use this time because of my injury to grow and develop as a coach and to learn as much as I can from, Coach Ivan, Cash, and Sean and Neil and the rest of the management and just develop as a coach. I mean, the game is my passion. I've got a big passion for the game of rugby, and I really, for the last couple of years, my plan was always to coach afterwards. So after the Currie Cup season last year, which I massively enjoyed and really fortunate to be involved there, and was fortunate to get an opportunity. And obviously I want to grab it with both hands and contribute and develop, and it just gives me time as well. And I'll probably have an MRI scan in a month or two, and then we'll take it from there. I think my knee at this moment is obviously bone bruising, and I had that microfracture operation, but there's still pain, and I mean I can't jog yet, so it kind of just gives me time. And with this type of injury, it's very difficult. The specialists can't really tell me it will be okay after a year, okay after 2 years. No one can really tell me. So to give it all I can and give it time to heal, because with bone bruising, it's not necessarily rehab or strengthening, it's actually time. And how long that time is, no one can actually tell me, which can be very, very frustrating. But fortunately to be able to say, okay, this year just focus on coaching, still do my rehab, 3 times a week. It gives it time, and I mean, if so be it, after a year it isn't, healed, then I mean I can confidently say I've done absolutely everything I can, and I've also been able to then develop as a coach, and it just gives me a bit of a running start into the next chapter of of my life and my career as a coach.
I was going to say, because it seems like the never-ending injury at the moment. You talk about being frustrated, I can just imagine.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's challenging. I think the last 2 months has been better. Really being involved with the coaching in pre-season and committing and developing that side, and found how much I've enjoyed it. Seeing guys develop and improve as players. And I get a lot of joy from that, and I love mentoring guys and giving back and passing on knowledge and also learning from others. So I've really enjoyed that, and I think that's really helped me mentally. Some days are better than others. I'm not going to say there aren't days when I feel like, shit, I would do anything to be on that field. I think last week the guys played against Wits, the first real hit out, not a warm-up game, but against different opposition, and that was the first feeling I got again, shit, I would love to play, but I get a lot of joy out of the coaching, and I want to develop there, and I want to contribute and make a difference.
Just on the coaching role, I mean, the line-out role is a very focused role as such. Have you seen any trends in the last 6 months or year that it's changed? Or is it just basically still the same?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, to me, my approach to a line-out is pretty much like a chess game, and everyone does it differently. I think what's important is to keep it simple, and to just focus on your system, and do what you believe in well. So. Yeah, for us, we like to play an exciting brand and nice and quickly, and we'll try and do that with the line-out as well. So it's a lacquer platform. I enjoy it, and it's nice to link up with a Coach Neil who does attack, with Coach Sean who does defence. So I've been learning a lot there as well on the attacking and defensive front. The line-outs are obviously my primary job, but I really enjoy the other areas of the game as well. So. It's lacquer to be involved, as Cashier said, where we all can leverage from each other. So I just don't stick in my apartment. So line out is my apartment, and I just make sure that's okay and focus on that. I really try and learn from the other coaches because I believe that's how I'll get the best product out there.
Well, we heard Altman and Rudolph speak about competing and going for the trophy. That's what the union or franchise desperately wants.
Yeah.
How close is this team going to be to playing in a final in it? I mean, it's quite a young team with a young coaching team.
Yeah, for sure.
Yourself in case that,
Look, Jock, you can't tell now. I mean, I can definitely can't tell you now. But I mean, that's a goal. That's a definite goal. But we don't focus on the result or the end goal. Yes, it is a goal, but I mean, we have to focus on it. Every challenge that comes in front of us. So the first challenge is obviously this weekend against the Bulls, and that will be a good indication of where we are, and then we can move forward from them, towards the Jags. But we are, excited. There's been some guys that have kind of stepped in, and I think a guy like Tian, we're really excited to see how he goes. Guys that have stepped in from elsewhere and made a difference, and so we want to see them go. We're excited. Yeah. There'll always be pressure. I mean, there'll always be pressure, but you still got to stick to that process, that old cliche.
Yeah, no more pressure than any other season. I mean, everybody wants you to
win,
and that's it.
Exactly. There's for me, I mean, to me, there's always pressure. I mean, that's how I look at it. And pressure is a privilege, and I enjoy it. I mean, it's just part of the job.
You played under Ockers and Swace and now Cash. I mean, Cash has been in the system for a while, but can the fans expect a slightly different Lions this year anyway?
No, I mean, that's been Cash's base, and he's a high-performance coach. And I think that's how he approaches coaching as well. He's very detail orientated and high performance orientated, and already learned a lot from him. Small things about load and technicalities of how long players have been on their feet. I mean, he's very good in that aspect of the game, and very meticulous. Because he's had to be over the last couple of years being a conditioning coach. So it's been great to learn from him as well, and we've also got a couple new things like GPS systems which we now can use, which we haven't had in the past. Can you believe it? We've been one of the few teams that hasn't played with that, so it's lekker. It's exciting. Yeah. Who's that? Anami? No, that's it. No.
Okay.
Come on, Anami. Yes, see.
Warren, it's going to sound like a stupid question, but there's obviously a lot of expectation at the beginning of the season ever.
Yeah.
But as many players playing overseas and many Springboks, the senior players playing overseas, do you still believe, and I asked this of every coach this year so far, do you still believe the South African side can win the competition, given how many our losses over the last years?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, if I just look at that pack for instance, that the Stormers have, I mean, they've got a phenomenal forward pack. Maybe a less experienced backline, but that pack is unbelievable. I mean, if you just look at that pack, how can that pack not, if you think of the World Cup and how dominant they were, how can that pack not dominate in Super Rugby? So I believe so. Yes, I mean, having a lot of players overseas does make it challenging, but we do have a lot of younger players perhaps who would have in the past waited 2, 3, 4 years to play Super Rugby, who are now waiting a year and playing Super Rugby. And there are advantages and disadvantages thereof. But I think Coach Rassie has proven that going into a World Cup year, preparing for as many weeks as he did, bringing players back, it's possible. It's possible to do it. And those guys playing overseas, coming back, bringing back their knowledge is only helping us. I think there has to be, we can't let everyone go, but I think, we've seen guys like Peter Steff, Sia, Kitsi, who've actually opted to stay in South Africa, which is phenomenal, for them to stay. So, and guys like Yanni coming back, we're seeing guys coming back from overseas, which is also great to see. And just say Yanni mentioning how enjoyable it is to be back and how he's enjoyed it. So I mean, we always hope those players will eventually come back, and I believe so.
Just on, if you look at the conference, the way the conference is built, and I mentioned, we spoke about it earlier, Askan, is the one thing you have to do, and one thing the Lions got right last year, the only team in the last 2 years to win in Buenos Aires. That's almost the biggest threat in the South African conference. You know each other, but if you don't beat the Jaguares and they win the conference again, that makes everybody's job 10 times more difficult. So that must be a focus, I think, across.
Definitely. I mean, our focus is purely on the Jags. You know, even going into this week, it's been a full training week. So the guys playing tomorrow and Sunday will be under fatigue. There was no resting, or the normal preparation for a game week wasn't followed because we need the conditioning. So guys will be going into this game fatigued, but that's where our focus is. We don't need to be ready this Sunday. We need to be ready against the Jags come the 1st. So that is the focus. And they've also lost a couple players, but playing there in Argentina, I think they've got a lot to prove after the World Cup. You know, they'll be hungry. They made a statement last year, and I think they'd want to go, you know, one better, obviously.
Thank you.